Welcome. Big warm welcome to another episode of Just Chatting With, where we are joined by Ranboo, who says stuff and is going to be saying a lot of stuff. If this is your first time tuning into Just Chatting With, yes, you're going to say a lot of things today, not just stuff, but very important things. Every week we deep dive into a conversation with unique and talented artists, performers, and creators from around the world. It is my pleasure to welcome Ranboo to the show. Welcome aboard.
Hello.
Welcome aboard. Ranboo, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today?
Yeah, of course. I'm doing pretty well. I've been having a pretty good day so far.
Yeah, no, I've been having a great day myself. Hey, Ranboo, I just want to make sure, for some reason, my bot in my chat is blocking the name Ranboo for some reason.
Oh.
Some sort of rogue mod or something, which is not a good thing. So I'm gonna try to fix this, Ranboo, so that people can say your name, because I feel like it'd be important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
I feel like that'd be pretty important.
I'll work on that behind the scenes. And whilst we'll for now, let's just call him Beloved. Okay, we'll call him Beloved,
right.
And then we'll work on it. Okay, we'll work on getting it fixed and call him Beloved. Ranboo, I understand it. You're all the way in the UK. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. I'm currently in the UK for a bit longer, but still here. I've been here since June, I think.
What's life like over in the UK? Being somebody that's obviously not from that part of the world, what's it like over with the bruvs, with Tubbo, and I'm sure you've seen Tommy and Jack Manifold. What's it like over there?
I'd say it's interesting. It's definitely like, you would think that it'd be a lot easier to get used to, but then there's these things are completely different. Like, this operates a completely different way. And it's really, really cool though. I've had a ton of fun. I'm just really happy here. It's just a ton of fun.
What's the thing that jumps out to you most as being different, Ranboo? Being a North American, if you will. What's the thing that really jumps out to you?
Well, besides the accents and the roads, obviously, I would have to say just all of the stores are different, which is, you would think to expect all the stores to be different, but almost all of them are different except for the regional chains.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just, oh man.
And the accent is so different. I mean, can you even understand Tubbo?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes actually no. Like, when he's tired and then he's saying stuff and already kind of slurring because he's tired. I'm just really confused, and that's just as well as just the difference in words and everything. I'll say couch or something, and then you'll just look at me confused. Oh man,
who's harder to understand, Tommy or Tubbo?
I'd say that I can understand them both pretty easily, but it just depends, because when they start to speak quickly, and then especially if they lean really deep into it, then that's when it starts to get really, really difficult, actually.
Well, Ranboo, I'm looking at the chat right now, and somebody said that there's over somewhere over 800 accents in the UK. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but I've really, I swear I've heard several, so that could be true.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but there's definitely there's common there's common things with each of them, I'd say.
Yeah, of course. I think so. But, generally speaking, what they all have in common is, me being an American, I cannot understand British people, okay? It's very difficult.
Really?
And then they return to saying that they invented the language. Well, you know what? We made it better, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm kidding. I can understand my British friends quite a bit. Ranboo, I have to know, I did a lot of research on you before the show. I heard that you could solve a Rubik's Cube in 20 seconds. I need to understand, is that true? And how did you develop this skill?
Yeah. It was basically just a bunch of practice over time. It was I got really, really bored one summer, as one child does that doesn't really go outside much. So then I just decided to get really, really good at one thing, and that one thing that summer was Rubik's Cubes. Well, the summer before, it was the Titanic or something.
Okay, Ranboo, there is some controversy in the chat. People are doubting your ability to solve a Rubik's Cube in 20 seconds. What do you have to say to the doubters?
I think I've done it. I think I've done it before on stream. So I don't know why they're doubting it, because I actually
Well, now
have
they're
done
not
it before
doubting you.
on
Now they're
stream.
just calling you a nerd. How would you respond to that?
I don't really think that I can. I don't really think that
Well,
I
guess
can
what,
without
chat?
just making it worse.
Let me tell you what, chat. We're all nerds, okay? You guys are watching
That's
Ranboo,
true.
who's a Minecraft, started in the Minecraft community, guys. We're all nerds, okay? We're all nerds. You're pointing fingers. You're a nerd. We're all nerds. And guess what? Being a nerd is cool, okay? I need to sort through something else, Ranboo. Is it true that you're 6 feet 6 inches tall?
Yes, actually, that is true. Yeah.
Wow. You know that,
Yeah.
Ranboo, that really ticks me off. You know why?
Why does that make you upset?
Because I'm in the realm of a decade older than you, in that realm somewhere. I don't know for sure. And I stopped growing, and I'm 5 feet 9 inches tall. I just don't get how, me being so much older, you are literally close to just under a foot taller than I am.
Yeah, well, actually, according to because Wilbur got measured the other day, and he said that he was 6'6", and I'm just a little bit taller, so I might actually be closer to 6'7". So it could be an entire foot if you really think about it.
What? Wilbur? How could you be taller than Wilbur? Wilbur is one of the tallest men I've ever met. It's okay. This is what we need to sort through, Ranboo, because there's something about content creation that attracts the tallest of the tallest in the like. I don't understand. Like I there was a clip of me, Ranboo. I was at this event last week, and I said, "I'm not that short," and then every girl stood up, and they were all taller than me. Minx was taller than me. This girl named Adept was taller than me. Milena was tall. Everybody, but it's just like not realistic, because in this world, 5'9" is average.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think that maybe it could be just the fact that like the really tall ones are always asked to do sports. So then I developed a hate for sports out of spite for it. So then I decided to do stuff with computers instead. So it might be that. It could be that.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Now, Ranboo, I was walking through Times Square one day, and I looked up, and there was Ranboo, my beloved, in the middle of Times Square. How in the hell did you accomplish this?
Yeah, well, you know how every once in a while a corporation will send out a tweet saying, "Hey, if you're the most liked response, we'll put whatever you want on Times Square." And of course, me being me, I just responded with that little heart locket image, and then that became the most liked tweet underneath that, which was really funny. And then they just it was an entire corner. I thought it was just gonna be one, but it was an entire corner that was dedicated to me. It was awesome.
This is mind-blowing, Ranboo, because like you realize that you guys are out there. When I say you guys, I say like the Dream SMP. You guys are out there ratioing the president of the United States. Like it's not even funny anymore. You guys are out there ratioing. I mean, I've been ratioed since I started having some of you guys on my shows. But you're out there ratioing like the biggest celebrities in the world. How does that feel?
Oh, it's very interesting. It's like you wouldn't expect to like sometimes when I see that like someone liked my tweet or someone like responded to me, or like even when like I'm able to respond to someone else and then they actually like it or something. It's just really funny to me, because you don't think of yourself as like, oh, like this person is on like you think that they're on a way different level than you, but in reality it's just like, oh, they think that like interacting with me is a good idea, which is their mistake. So
is there anybody that you have a strong desire to interact with? Because I feel, this is my position, okay? Because of how much power it seems that you have on Twitter in terms of engagement, you could if you wanted to like work with somebody, you could do it if you really set your mind to it. Is there anybody out there that you really want to work with that nobody knows about yet?
Oh man, people that I really want to work with. Oh, I mean, there's always like the best of the best, you know, like the greatest like YouTubers of all time, I think, which are like, you know, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Corey Kenshin,
Right.
like those for me are like some of like the best. And so it would of course always be cool. Like I remember that one time like Jacksepticeye liked my response that was underneath Tubos, and I was like, yeah, I did it.
Wow,
It was awesome.
That must have been big for you.
Yeah, no, it was a great day for me. It was a big day.
When I talk big people, like one of my dreams, for example, dream collaboration in some capacity is Elton John. I would, Ranboo, if Elton John was sitting right next to me, I would melt. Like he's such an icon. And
yeah,
I mean, I'm Ranboo, I don't know if you know, I'm very gay. And as to talk about to see Elton John and his like as a gay man and all the things he had to endure in his lifetime and how wonderful his music is, I would love to meet Elton John. So do you have like somebody like that? I was saying.
Oh man. So like you're talking about like not even in like any kind of circle. You just mean like in general. Oh man.
Yeah, in general. Like I'm talking beyond YouTube, right?
Oh, I think probably one of them would have to be Andy Samberg, I believe. Jake from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like he is, in my opinion, like one of the genuinely funniest people as well. Like
I love that.
all the stuff that he puts out, like his time on SNL, like it was great. Yeah.
What's your favorite song? Do you ever listen to The Lonely Island?
Oh yeah, no, I've seen a bit of their work, but I don't think I can come up with any on the spot. But
no, that's okay. That's totally okay. Okay, so Andy Samberg. Okay, mine's Elton John. Chat. Who do you think? Who do you think in the chat? I'd be curious to see what people who would be their reach goal of somebody. I'd say Elton John, and I want to meet a president. Ranboo, do you want to meet a president? If you could meet any president, who would it be?
I don't know what I would do with the president. Like when you think about it, right? Like a streamer and the president don't really have a lot to really talk about. Like it would just be interesting. I would just make a bunch of jokes about being the president.
I would like to meet Barack Obama. President Obama would be my dream president to meet.
Oh yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
that would be mine.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're obviously here, Ranboo. You're saying stuff, and that also is your Twitter handle. How did you come up with it?
Yes, it is. Well, Ranboo was taken, and then so I thought about, hey, like, yeah, but some other guy thought of that first, sadly.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. But then I was just kind of like, all right, what am I gonna do on Twitter? I'm gonna be just saying stuff. So I was like, oh, that's perfect, and I just put that down. And then like when I created all of this, like people were just like, what were you thinking when you like created like this handle? I'm just like, I don't know. I made it in like 15 minutes after. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny to do content creation?
And that's how it started. So you said, wouldn't it be funny to start content creation, and you became a hit sensation. I'm looking for an adjective, Ranboo. Give me a break. You rocketed to the top of the industry because you think it'd be kind of fun. Is that how it happened?
Well, yeah. I mean, it started as like, oh man, this would be cool if like anything came from this. You know, I was kind of just like, it was in like September. I was just like, well, I kind of want to do something. I just got denied a job. So I need to find some way to do something. So then I did that, and then definitely a lot more than I thought, to be fair.
I'm gonna digress a little bit because you mentioned you were trying to get a job, and you got rejected from that job. What job was that?
It was a job at Taco Bell, man. I wanted to work at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
I know.
And they rejected you. Under what context did they say you didn't get the job?
I think I wasn't old enough, actually.
Oh, you weren't old enough, but you were still out there applying. So what about?
I was out there applying because, like, It was
What about Taco Bell? Was like why Taco Bell?
honestly, I don't know. It was just a place that I liked, having food at. So I was just like, well, might as well be there all the time. Might as well work there.
Now, was this a career move? Was this like that's where you were gonna go? You were gonna climb the ranks at Taco Bell, become a manager,
No, I
district
don't.
manager, CEO? That's what I've been hearing that was like the life goal at that time.
Well, yeah, no. Well, the thing is, I don't think that was really my life goal, but I definitely I needed money for a computer, so I needed to go somewhere at least, and might as well go somewhere that I'm like, this will be all right.
Ranboo, it's very relatable though, because I do remember being around your age 30 years ago. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that old. Okay.
Wow.
I'm not even 30. I'm not even 30 years old, Ranboo.
Mhm.
But I remember that, and this is how it goes. I don't know if you guys can relate in the chat, but this is how job search goes when you're young or your first job. It's like, hey, they all pay the same. I just need a job of some sort. So it's Taco Bell, it's McDonald's, it's Subway, it's a front desk at a gym. It's whatever you can get. So that makes sense. So
Yeah.
Taco Bell was what you wanted to do because that was maybe your whatever you could get, right?
Yeah. Just one of them. Just anywhere, honestly. But that
Did
was
you-
the
did you-
dream.
Did you ever work another job?
No, actually, not at all. No, I
Amazing.
never had another job, and it was just like it was like I was like, oh man, got denied. Well, all right.
Well, guess it's time to become one of the biggest content creators in the world, So
Oh yeah.
I guess that's what is to be done.
Yeah, that's the next logical step, I guess.
This is just a side thing, but if this doesn't work out, which obviously it already has, but if for some reason it doesn't work out, are you gonna go apply for Taco Bell?
Oh yeah, first thing I'll do.
I've got a stream idea for you.
Yeah.
You should Taco Bell if you're listening. If you're listening, Taco Bell, Ranboo, you should do an IRL stream of you working a shift at Taco Bell.
That would
Like-
actually, I would do that. I think that'd be funny.
That would be a killer IRL stream because there's this narrative of you, long-standing. Everybody knows about it. Everybody in your community knows about it. You need to do an IRL. I bet Taco Bell would do that in a heartbeat. Taco Bell.
Oh man, it'd be interesting. Yeah, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that happens. I've put it out there in the universe. So hopefully it happens. Let's talk about Minecraft for a second before I do want to get into the rise of your career. You have been a part of the Minecraft Championship several times now.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite moment from the Minecraft Championship?
Ooh, I think one of my favorite ones were when I had gotten down onto this bottom layer of whatever sky battle arena there was, and I was kind of just sort of just bridging along, and then it was nearing the end, the border had completely shut and everyone was dying, and then it was just a wave of people just fell. All of them were, I think some of them were trying to kill me, but then just a giant wave of people just fell, and then I actually ended up winning. So I think that's one of my favorite moments where I just oh, I didn't do anything. This is great.
How many have you won so far?
None yet. I've been robbed every single time.
You've been robbed. So there's no victories under your belt, only good moments.
Not yet.
No victories.
Not yet. Only a collection of moments.
Chat, I need to know. Yeah, that was Tebo, I think, making some noise. I need to know, chat, because Ranboo, I'm sure you're a very honest man, of course, but I need to know, chat, is Ranboo real good at Minecraft? Are you real good at Minecraft, Ranboo?
I'd say that I'm definitely, I don't think I'm that bad, but I don't think I'm as good as a bunch of the other people in the event, but I can definitely hold my own sometimes, which is good.
Okay, everybody here is unanimously saying yes, so you must be pretty good at Minecraft. I mean, this is the game
That's what I've tricked them
that
to
you
believe.
play. This is the game that got you popular. Speaking of popularity, how has it felt to rise so quickly? Chat, if we go back a year from now to October of 2020, we may not really know who Ranboo is, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I was like in October. I think I was at like, I think I was like either like 30, 50K. I think around that range.
Uh-huh.
I think in October. So yeah, it was, yeah, definitely a lot different.
So what did it feel like? Because you described to me before the call, you said, how long did it take you to get to 10,000 followers and then 100,000 followers? And then how did that progression go?
Yeah, I think it was like after 2 weeks it was 10,000, and then a couple of months in it was like 100,000, and then 200,000, like almost immediately after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did that feel like? Like how did that feel? That rapid rise? Did you have anxiety over it? Were you like, oh my gosh, this could be a thing? This is my career now. How did that feel?
Oh, it was scary. It was really scary because like I had and I kind of still do have like a huge fear of like, oh, like this could just like, this is all going to be like, over in like a month or something, And then like it was terrifying actually, because I had like no idea how to handle like any of it. I was just like, who are the people that I talk to? Are there people that I'm supposed to avoid that I'm already talking to? Like how do I respond to this email? It was terrifying, honestly, for like the first like 3-ish months, I'd say.
You've obviously settled in. It's been about a year, right? A little bit over a year. Are you feeling a lot more comfortable? Have those anxieties gone away? Or are you still feeling, do you still feel some of them to some degree?
I mean, I think it's really, well, at least for me, I don't think it's possible for me to ever like, like get like fully kind of comfortable with it, like, or not like nervous about it, because there's always something that like could go wrong, with it. So I'm always like kind of, like worried about that, always thinking about that, just always like, so yeah, I think I've definitely gotten more like confident with like other people and everything, but it's still definitely just as like, sometimes it's definitely still just as nerve-wracking, I'd say. Just a lot better at hiding it this time.
Do you lean on anybody? I know the Dream SMP, it's a very close group of friends. You got Dream, you got Tubbo, you got Tommy, you got Wilbur. Have you really been able to confide in any of them to help you through this process, because they've been in it a little bit longer than you have?
Yeah. I think the person that's probably helped me out the most with like, just like kind of like grounding me and like saying like, okay, like this isn't as bad as you think it is, has probably been Phil, actually, I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was really funny on the day of me getting like added to the Dream SMP and everything. I DM'd Phil like literally right before my stream, saying something like, oh, like how do I do more collaborations with other people? I don't want to have to keep on doing stuff like solo on my own stream and everything. So I asked him about that, and then he was just like, well, I don't really know, but I mean, you're definitely doing something kind of right. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I went live, and then that day I got added to the Dream SMP. So then after that stream, I DM'd Phil. Well, this aged perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Phil is, and I don't know Phil too well, but from what I understand, Phil is amazing. And I've had some interactions with Phil.
Yeah.
Give it up for Phil, everybody. Phil's great. Phil's great.
Yeah.
Always so positive. So do you still lean on Phil to this day, would you say? Do you keep in touch and ask him for advice and things of that nature?
Yeah. I think with like general advice about a lot of stuff as well, it's probably been Tommy as well. Because like Tommy's kind of like, Tommy has kind of dealt with like the same stuff, but like he has like a couple of months into the future that I can use, or like a couple like years into the future.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%, because he's got a little bit more experience, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about, I mean, when you mention Tommy, you mentioned Tubbo, you mentioned yourself, you're all very young, right? And with this business, it's no secret that with this business, you are in the fortunate position to have earned now a good living for anybody, probably, and a good living for especially somebody your age. You've been it's a great opportunity. How is that? How have you taken that part of the business? How has that part been for you?
Well, it's definitely I'm really actually happy about like the way that I've been able to handle it is that like I'm still like very anxious about it. So I'm just like, okay, all this could go away in like a month or like a week. So then
Right.
I'm still like very like I still wear like the same pair of shoes that I've been wearing for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't really I'm kind of like more like nervous about it, but I think that also helps me in not like, being like dumb with it sometimes, which is good.
Ranboo, that is actually so incredible. And you should be very proud of yourself for that, because so many people your age and my age, for example, as well, would take the money and blow it on like expensive cars, expensive clothes, expensive watches. But you are being
Mhm.
very wise and you're saving your money, because you're right. It isn't guaranteed. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So you're very wise to do that. It's very smart.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely been really really cool to also just like be able to like help using it as well. Like cuz
Yeah.
that stuff's been absolutely awesome.
Yeah. So speaking of helping and using money for a good cause, you have a big passion for charity, as more specifically the Trevor Project. Um, Talk to me a little bit about how you got aligned with the Trevor Project, and why that became one of your preferred charities and things to contribute to.
Yeah, well basically the Trevor project was basically the way that I find charities is I search through other YouTubers kind of charity streams.
Yeah.
And then I found this one and it kind of hit a lot like harder for me, right? Because I like lost one of my family members, like of them taking their own life because of like what they were struggling with. So then I decided like this would be like a really important one to do. And when I decided that I wanted to do a subathon, I kind of felt like odd about it, like being like, oh, this is a subathon, but then it's going to be like for just like me and everything. So then I turned it into a charity subathon, and then I was able to like I think we raised like over $100,000 for it, which is really really.
That's awesome. You know, I'd say that it um it is such I've been through the struggle myself. I'm now out. I'm out and I'm proud and I can now speak about it. But I can tell you it's
Mhm.
such a great thing you're doing, because I know you do have a very young fan base, and there are many people within your fan base that are perhaps having the same struggle that I had. Or I can only speak about my personal struggle or whatnot. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I can tell you that it's a very good thing that you're doing, because, I'd say to anybody in the audience, that may be dealing with that struggle, it is, you are normal. Okay. There is nothing more normal than operating with it or being on the spectrum of sexuality somewhere. It is normal. It is what it is to be human. Um, and anybody that tries to tell you otherwise, they, what they're preaching, that is wrong, scientifically,
Stupid. Yeah.
and morally, in my opinion. So you are normal, no matter where you land on the spectrum of sexuality or gender. You are normal, and I think that that's one of the struggles. If I could say for myself, um, it was really the feelings like I felt like it wasn't normal. Well, no, it is normal, because that's what it's like to be human. Anyway, I could go off on a tangent, but I think it's really good, um, what you're doing. And I think you said I think I hear on the charity stream, you raised over $325,000.
Yeah, that was for charity water actually. Yeah, it was again a really cool charity that I found. I found that one through actually Corey Kenshin, because he did a
Wow.
charity stream a while back. With it. And I was just like, this is like really really cool. So then we were able to like I was just like, hey, I'm gonna do another charity subathon. And going into it, I actually didn't expect for it to be as big as it like actually did, because I
Yeah.
thought, okay, like when I did the first charity stream, I kind of hyped it up a little bit more, so it's probably gonna like perform like a little bit less, but then it actually performed like almost like 1.5 times as much, which was like absolutely incredible. So
That's
yeah, no,
amazing.
it was cool.
And it's super supportive community that you have. Obviously, like the community that you have is super supportive. Being that they're so
Yeah.
supportive and you got so many amazing fans, do you feel, does it make anything you do come with a lot of pressure?
I honestly don't think that any of like the pressure for what I put out, or like when I stream, when I don't stream, when I put out a video, when I don't put out a video, I don't think it really honestly comes from like, oh, like the fans and everything are going to like think about this video in this perfect way. Like it's mainly comes from my own kind of like perfectionism that I have with my content. So I wouldn't say honestly that I feel the same way about making YouTube videos like now that I did like 11 months ago, and that is upload like maybe once every 3 months at least.
That's good. But it all comes from self-induced pressure. You don't feel the pressure from your audience. On the flip side, would you say that your audience, the support that they give, does it help? Does it help? Does that help? Does it, instead of causing anxiety, would you say that it reduces anxiety?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that there's definitely like parts that are worse, and then there are parts that are better. But I'd say for the most part, when I see like because I turn off like basically every single statistic during all my streams, and then when I see that it's like actually like a lot more than I thought it was, like that's always really cool, because I'm like, dang, people are still here, which is awesome.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I mean, I still pinch myself at the idea that anybody wants to show up and watch, or listen to what we have to say. Like, it's crazy. Like I imagine you're a very humble guy. Would you say, isn't it hard to like wrap your head around that? Like, I don't think of myself, and I'm sure you don't either, as being like super extraordinary. Like, I'm sure we're confident in our skill, but isn't it amazing to you? Like, people just come and they want to listen to hear what you have to say.
It's wild to me, because like I'll see like these streamers, these content creators, and they're doing like so much better stuff than me. Because I think I could easily list probably like 100 content creators that are, well, maybe not 100 off the top of my head, but I could definitely find 100 more that I think are probably be more deserving, like as deserving, if not more deserving, than like I am. Because like whenever I see like, oh, this is like a really really good stream, and then I like see like, oh shoot, like there's only like 1,000 people watching this, I don't get why. It's like, it's interesting, definitely interesting.
Is there any advice that you could give to those 1,000 viewer streamers that are doing something super innovative, but perhaps they're not getting the eyeballs on it that you'd like, or that they'd like? Is there any advice that you could give to those aspiring content creators?
Well, I think I could give like the moral keep going advice, and then I could also give like the technical advice. So the moral advice would definitely be, if you think that you're doing something that will like actually, that you think would do really really well, that you enjoy doing, then keep doing it. The worst thing that you can do for content creation and for being able to try to gain a better audience is stop. Like that's the worst thing that you can do. So if you think that you're doing something that no one else has done, and you think that you're doing something that could be really really good, then keep on doing it. And then also, of course, still be willing to listen to those people that are just like, hey, this might be able to be improved. And if they're right, then take that advice easily and then improve what you're doing. And then the technical side would be, go on different platforms, use networking, and then like try to go on platforms that have easier, like a broader reach. But I think probably the moral advice would probably be better.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have the moral advice before you move to the technical advice, right? Because if you're missing the passion and the love for what you're doing, it's going to shine through to the audience. The audience understands, like they're hip to this. They love you and they watch you because they know you're passionate about it, right? The other side, the technical part, I think you hit it right on the head. The networking is so critical, and this applies to any field. So I imagine a lot of these, you guys in the chat are very talented people. Networking and connections, organic connections, not just like going to try to use people for who they are. I'm talking about organic friendships and relationships you build will serve you the best way, and go into it without intention. Just go and make friends. It will serve you so well in the future.
Yeah.
Ranboo, would you say that that's sort of the approach that you've taken as you've navigated your career?
Yeah, I mean, I think just like, again, with like the type of people that I was able to talk to, and like the people that I was able to talk to and like actually form those organic connections with very very early on, like I just got like so incredibly lucky with it. And like I whenever I think about it, man, I cannot believe that like this led to this, which then led to this, which then led to this. And it's kind of like, it was was really, really. It's the weirdest butterfly effect that I've ever seen.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's like everything
Yeah.
aligns up perfectly sometimes where it's like, oh my gosh. Oh
It's
my gosh, I was just talking with this person. Remember when we were talking, like the people that you have met, and you'll discover this. You're only a year into
mhm.
this, but you'll discover that people that you met and just hung out and had a good time with, in the future, you may not just unexpectedly have a cool opportunity to collaborate with this person, and it's just because you were having a good time that that opportunity presented itself. So you'll start having all
Yeah.
sorts of things like this come up. Um, Ranboo, I know I don't want to digress this far, but eventually
Mhm.
I think we actually have a clip of you solving the Rubik's Cube. Um, but we'll come back to that. But
Mhm.
I just realized that I missed that. So I want to come back to that.
Oh,
Um,
it better not be. Well, is it during the Lego stream? Is it that one?
I'm not sure. I can't confirm it. Is there something, is that a bad thing if it's during that?
No, I'm just worried about a certain headpiece that I may or may not be wearing while solving that Rubik's cube.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's not play the clip. If there is,
Yes.
okay, it's that one. So let's just not play that clip. How about that?
Ha!
So never mind. We won't do that. We won't do it. We won't play that clip. Let's talk about horror because I heard that you were speaking of, career and what you want to do in the future. You really like scary stuff, right?
Oh, I love horror. Oh, it's fantastic.
Movies?
Yeah, honestly, any horror media, I'd say. I've read like horror books. I've seen horror movies, horror TV shows, and then played horror games, obviously, as well.
Ranboo, I
Mhm.
am so scared. Well, I'm gay. Okay, let me just lay it out there. Okay, now, by the way, that was a joke. For the record, it doesn't just being gay doesn't mean you're scared of scary movies. I just so happen to be scared of scary movies.
Mhm.
Really, 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 like a lot. I'm blanket over my eyes. Like it's a lot for me, Ranboo. I can't handle it.
Mhm.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, I'd say my favorite one. Oh man, my favorite one would probably have to be either like honestly I think that the It adaptations were really, really good.
Ooh.
I think that those are some of my favorite, honestly.
That's terrifying. All of it's
Yeah,
terrifying.
they
This
were
is
really, really good.
the whole time. This is me. I went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios,
Mhm.
Bamboo. I was. It'll be in a 100 Thieves video, but I was talking crap like, "Oh, this ain't nothing," and then it will cut to me screaming uncontrollably. The biggest scary thing to me, Rambo. Have you ever been to like one of those haunted houses? Like, do you like that? Can you handle that kind of stuff?
No, no, I plan to go to one. No, but I haven't been to one yet.
Okay, so what really gets me is they'll have actors chasing you around with chainsaws. And I can't
Mhm.
handle chainsaws. So I was screaming like a little girl the entire time as people were chasing me around with chainsaws. They obviously aren't real chainsaws. I mean, they're real chainsaw, they just don't have the chain on them. But that was
Mhm.
terrifying to me. But you can walk through it without any problem. You're not a you
Well,
don't get
yeah.
scared.
Yeah, and actually, I remember reading actually a news article the other day that was talking about how a horror actor was sued after accidentally stabbing a kid in the foot at like at a horror house, and I said, well, that has to be the most dedicated horror actor that I've ever seen.
What?
Like,
How
my
do you
goodness, that has to be the most dedicated man.
Did he? The thing is you're not supposed to actually have like a real knife on you.
Apparently, he actually did.
He apparently he was so
it was
dedicated.
supposed- Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
He was
Finish.
he was very dedicated. I assume it was an accident, but if it wasn't, again, terrible thing to do, but also props on the dedication.
Yeah, absolutely. Props on the realism and the dedication. Is there actually, speaking of which, is there a horror movie that surrounds the premise of like a haunted house that's actually real and like people don't know it? It's like framed as a haunted house and it's not real,
Ooh.
and people go into it and they get killed.
Yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of I remember like actually seeing a bunch of those, but I can't remember any like of the names of some. But yeah, that definitely has been done before. But I don't think
Monster
it's
House
actually been
is what
done
they're
in a
saying.
while.
Monster House is what they're
Monster
saying.
House? I wouldn't say that Monster House is a haunted house that turns actually real, like with like
Oh,
horror actors. I wouldn't say that Monster House is like a it's definitely is a haunted house, but not in the way that I think not in the way we're thinking right now, I think.
well, one of those. Anyway, one of
Mhm.
those movies. Maybe you could develop one, Rambo, and I understand that that's something that you'd like to do
Maybe,
moving
yeah.
forward is creating a horror mini series. Can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, basically I plan to release like a set of like I think 3 kind of like cohesive stories. And I'm going to put it on like a channel the whole like series is kind of called Generation Lost, but then the first one that I'm working on right now, the working title is The Lost Field Incident. I plan to record it using only like kind of like 90s VHS tapes and everything. I've got like
Oh,
a
yes.
camera, I've got like a bunch of the actual equipment for it. So I definitely plan to like work on that and then make it. Hopefully, it's kind of a little thing.
Will,
I
will
don't know how it's gonna do, but
will this be recorded in Minecraft or where will this be recorded?
no, it's gonna be recorded in real life. It's gonna be using like the actual equipment. I've got like a bunch of fake blood that I need to use. So yeah,
Wow.
it's gonna be in real life, which is gonna be cool.
Ranboo, if you don't mind me asking, who just has fake
Mhm.
blood lying around? For what purpose? Was it for your miniseries, or did you just happen to
Oh
stumble
yeah, no,
upon a supply
I
of fake
got it. I
blood?
got it for the mini series. I got it for the mini, and it is very
Okay, I
realistic.
was gonna ask.
Yeah.
That's where those questions end. I was gonna start questioning you, maybe for
No, I
a
didn't just
criminal
have it.
investigation. If you just had a bunch of blood lying around, that
No, it's
we
okay. It's okay.
okay.
It's
Well,
fake, I swear.
Rambo, I want to get a little bit more into this, but we need to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to
All right.
continue just chatting with Rambo, who's going to continue to say stuff. If you want to
Sure.
continue to converse with us, use hashtag JCW, just chatting with hashtag JCW Ranboo. We'll see you in a few minutes.
All right.
Ranboo, I
Yo.
I was I saw the BRB screen and I saw people doing cat jam, so I thought I'd show you my cat. Do you like cats?
Yes.
This is one of 2 cats that I have. He's the more social cat. And he's not really enjoying this too much, but he's very
Mm-hmm.
he loves to cuddle. Oh, he loves to be put on his back. Okay, I'm gonna go put him outside real quick. 1 second.
All right. Now it's just me. Ooh. On someone else's channel.
Anyways,
You can do so much with this. Oh no.
anyways, I just wanted to show you. Do you have any pets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a couple, yeah.
What kind?
I have a snake and a couple of dogs actually.
Oh my gosh.
I had a
A
snake. I think
what kind of snake?
I had a snake. It was oh, I think it was like a I don't know what the thing is, but it was brown. I remember that it was brown, but I remember that it actually escaped like a couple of years ago, I think, and we just gave up on finding it. So
What?
there could just be a snake. You never know.
Okay, number one, having a snake. Number
Mm-hmm.
two, having a snake that you don't know what it looks like. And number three, having a snake that you don't know what it looks like that got lost.
Yep. Well,
Was
I know what it
a-
looks like. I don't know what breed it is.
Oh, okay. Was it a danger snake?
Yeah. I hope not.
Well, you know what? If anybody finds Ranboo's snake, I'm sure it's found. I'm sure snakes can figure out how to survive. Hopefully, not at the expense of anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about the horror series that you're coming out with, or you don't want to leak too much?
No, I don't really think that there's anything that I haven't said.
Okay.
Really.
Good. I just want to make sure that we covered that, because that's something that I'll be super excited to see how that develops. Ranboo, you are a part of something that is so big, the Dream SMP.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you get invited? And what is it like being a part of the Dream SMP?
Well, the way that I got invited was I was just kind of streaming one day, and then and then I got like a DM, and I was just like, oh, let's check what this is. And then like midstream, he was just like, hey, like a Dream was just like, hey, like basically I want to add you. And I was just like, oh, well, okay, cool, all right, well, this is happening. So then I had to like join midway through, which was really, really interesting, because I hadn't really spoken to anyone that I was about to speak to on that server. So I was like, oh man, it was really nerve-wracking for me, because I was just like, oh shoot, like I didn't have time to like mentally prepare for all of this. So I remember my
Oh, go ahead, finish. Sorry, there's a delay.
I just said that.
Sometimes I interrupt. Go ahead, finish, please.
I remember that a lot of my interactions were just me going, yep, to like the people that were talking to me.
Were you starstruck by the people that you were in the Dream SMP with? And if so, who really struck you the most?
I wouldn't say really like starstruck, but more just like I was very, very nervous about like making sure that I made a good impression, basically, because it's kind of like what it felt like was just a job interview or something with like each individual person, where I was just like, okay, I have to make a good impression. Okay, I look presentable. All right, I got all this. It's all good. Cool.
Yeah.
And then and then it was just but then my interactions, when I look back on them now, I'm like, oh wow, I really did just not say anything that whole time. That was awesome.
Well, you're gonna I mean, nobody likes watching themselves. You know what I mean? Nobody likes listening to themselves. We're always so critical of ourselves. Are you one of those people? Or at least I can say for myself, I don't like watching myself or listening back to myself. Do you feel that way, or are you okay with it?
Whenever I watch, I find that I can't watch my own videos. Like when I'm editing them, it's fine. But then as soon as they're published, especially if someone else plays them in front of me, I just really just do not want to see them ever again.
I don't blame you. There's many things I can relate to that very well. Ranboo, as it pertains to the Dream SMP, I know you're a part of it now. You're absolutely killing it. I know you alluded to the things that you're going to be doing with in the horror genre. What is life beyond the Dream SMP for you? Because you're obviously very conscious of, you want this thing to last forever. So what's life beyond the Dream SMP?
Well, yeah. Well, the cool thing is that like I think I haven't actually really logged on to the Dream SMP in quite a while, which is cool that people, because like I remember like being like when I was on the Dream SMP, I was really, really worried that like, oh, like if I do like a different game or if I do like something else, people aren't going to watch that because it's not the Dream SMP. But then I like slowly but surely kind of was just like, hey, I'm gonna play this other game, and then people were just like, yeah, it's still cool. And then I was just, oh, well, okay, well, all right. So was that something that you were nervous about before you did it? Because like you were known for doing the Dream SMP, and you kind of had to take that leap of faith. Yeah, I remember that when I was like first starting to do like variety content and everything, I'd be like, hey, really, really cool variety game. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be absolutely great. And I would tend to like overhype them all the time, just so that like maybe some people will start to watch them a lot more, which is like actually what happened. Just is really, really cool.
What game did you initially take that leap of faith with?
Oh man, I remember that. Like, I think I kind of started it with like playing different horror games, because people like watching people get scared, So I was just like, okay, I'll like start with some horror games, and then eventually I started playing more story-based horror games. Then I started to play more story-based story games, and then that's how I kind of tricked everyone into watching the variety streams.
And from what I understand, people are clapping. They like you being a variety streamer. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it more than being, your time in the Dream SMP, or is this something that you'd like to continue to be and pursue?
I think I still like do. I think that the Dream SMP was like definitely like some of like the best stuff that I've done and everything, and I still like very, very much enjoy it. And but I think variety streaming is definitely something that I want to continue to do. I think it's really, really fun. I definitely do find sometimes it's more enjoyable than just like mining in a straight line for a couple of hours. But yeah.
How about Flight Simulator, Ranboo?
Oh man, if I somehow tricked a bunch of people into watching a Flight Simulator stream, then that would be my peak. That'd be my peak right there.
But here's the deal. I know nobody likes Flight Simulator. That was the only game I grew up playing. Okay, that was my passion. I used to want to be a commercial airline pilot. So I'm working on a concept right now surrounding a full motion flight sim, like a real cockpit that looks like a plane.
Oh man,
and the graphics. Now that's different. I feel like you could maybe participate in something like that. It would be full motion, like the thing thrashing, real plane, realistic. Trying to land one of those. Very entertaining. See, they say they watch it, Ranboo. Flight Simulator stream.
yeah, Flight Simulator, but if I crash the plane, I'll actually explode. There we are.
Yes, they're very dangerous. They're very dangerous.
It's a very dangerous. It just how about just an actual flight? There we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you say that moving forward, where would you see yourself down? Like, do you see an end to content creation? Not like you failing, but more so like is there a moment where, I know you're very early, but could you ever see yourself being like, oh, I've done enough content creation, I've lived a life enough in the spotlight? Is there ever a moment, do you see yourself in a moment like that?
I think that honestly, as long as like there's still like honestly any people that really still watch me, I think I'll still continue to do content creation. So if I reach a point when I'm like let's say like 30 or something, right, where I'm just like nothing's happening, and then like I don't know, I might just continue doing it, but I also might just kind of just do like one final stream, and then that will be it for me on the internet for a bit.
Ranboo, you say 30, okay? I'm not 30, okay? But you know who's 30? Hassan Piker is 30, okay? Will Neff is in his 30s. These are my good friends. I am 27, okay? I'm not 30 yet. But all I'm saying is 30 isn't that old, Ranboo. You will still have a lot of life left in you.
Yeah.
But does it seem? But I just want to know. I want you to give me your honest answer. When you look at 30 years old, does that feel old to you? Honestly.
Well, for content creation, yes, because that means that I would be doing it for like over 10 years at that point. Like seriously, for over 10 years. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like old. I definitely wouldn't say that's old, but maybe for like content creation and doing it for over 10 years again, I would say probably.
Would you say it's like you're a veteran at that point? Would you say maybe you're a veteran?
You definitely been doing it for a bit.
Is Philza old?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
See? Wait, let me look this up. How old is Philza? Let me look this up. How old is Philza? 33? Is that a lie, or is that
one foot in the grave already?
Clearly.
Poor man.
Wait, you know what? I think that may be accurate. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. This is amazing, Ranboo. I'm not the oldest content creator on Twitch.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
Yes! I am young. I am young. You hear that, Carl Jacobs? I am young. Carl Jacobs is the most critical of my age, Ranboo. Carl always calls me old when he's only 3 years younger than I am.
It's it's shame. Yeah, it's gonna be real sad when Phil, he's so close already.
Ranboo, you have a beautiful mask on. Is there a significance to the black and white color scheme?
Oh man. Oh, it's really funny, like when people ask that, because it makes me realize how long it's been, like in the little span, like how much has changed. Because the black and white, right, the kind of like black, white, red, and green actually comes from my old Minecraft skin when I was like really young. And wow. I just kind of like I kept it, and then like I kept it for like years, and then it suddenly just blew up, and now it's become kind of my entire brand, or just these signature. Like 4 colors. Yeah, and I'm very, very sorry to anyone who owned black and white clothes before this, because now it's gonna be ruined for a little bit.
I'm wearing your colors. Speaking of which, I don't know if anybody saw, but Ranboo, I'm wearing a Lady Gaga shirt, which I know the gays are going crazy right now for Lady Gaga. But yeah, these are your colors technically.
Yeah.
Black and white. And is that an R? Is that a signature? Is that your signature?
This one actually isn't my like actual signature, but it's just like the kind of like little design that I put on it.
Oh, very nice. I had
very nice. Made for this like little jacket thing that I really like.
Now, Ranboo, do you have any apparel that you that is available?
Oh, not available anymore, but But I did sell like these and everything a while back.
When's the next drop? When can we expect?
Oh, I don't know actually. I think I might be doing something like Christmas-y in November, I think I might be doing something then, but
well, you know,
I'm not sure.
Speaking of Christmas, Ranboo, I love Christmas. And I love Mariah Carey. And so I love that song that Mariah Carey sings that's so signature during Christmas. Yeah. Are you a big Christmas music fan?
Oh yeah, I have a playlist that I made of Christmas music that I started in like, I don't know when I thought it was in like August or something.
Oh yeah, heck yeah!
I have it.
When do you start listening?
I've got my Christmas music.
Have you been listening to it since
August? Anytime. Yeah, occasionally, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm just getting prepared.
Yes, we have to get prepared. November 1st is the official start of the Christmas season. It's when everything is Christmas music. Everything is Christmas music. I'm a little older than you. What kind of Christmas music do you listen to? Because I listen to like the oldies. I'm talking like chestnuts roasting on an open fire. You know, like that. Those old Christmas songs. Which
now
ones do you listen to?
I've got 4 songs in here, and like that's it in the Christmas playlist so far. I have Last Christmas, Someday at Christmas, Underneath the Tree, and then Wonderful Christmas Time. Those are the only 4.
Oh, I love that. That's a Beatles song, isn't it? Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Is that one? Da-ba-da.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. I'm sorry. I have to resist, Ranboo, because I'm too into Christmas.
Yeah. I get it. No, I understand.
Ranboo, we being that it is just chatting with, and you are Ranboo says stuff, saying stuff. I am. Also, your fans have been saying stuff, and they've been saying stuff on Twitter using hashtag JCW Ranboo. We've got a couple of questions from the audience. We want to give you guys a chance to ask Ranboo some questions because we want this to be a community event. So if you still want to get your questions in, use hashtag JCW Ranboo. We're going to answer some of those questions right now. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so Lonely00 wants to know. They have a couple of questions. They say, how do your parents feel about your fame and being well known around the Twitch and YouTube community?
Mhm.
And 2, do they watch your videos or live streams?
Oh, they absolutely think that it's like the coolest thing, because I've actually been like, ever since I was like a kid, since I like first saw what YouTube was, I was like, this is what I want to do. My parents were always like, yeah, okay, you know, and then when it actually like started to happen, they were actually like really excited about it. And they do watch the videos and everything, which is great, because whenever I make a video and then like my parents like DM me like a reference to that video, I'm just like, oh yeah, they watch my stuff.
That's awesome. My parents also watch my stuff. They don't know how to watch it most of the time. I usually have to call them and help them figure out how to watch it, and they don't know what it is most of the time. But I imagine, are you in the same boat with your parents?
Yeah.
They don't know
Yeah,
what they're doing. That's just parents. Folks. That's just parents.
It's sometimes I have to send them a link every once in a while, but
Yeah, of course.
for the most part, sometimes they'll get it. Yeah.
It's very nice that you have supportive parents, because I know, especially early on, like in content, I know you've been doing this for about a year, but I've been doing it for about 9 years or so. And I can tell you early on, the question of like, what the hell are you doing, was a lot more aggressive back then, because they didn't know Twitch didn't have a name for itself. They're like, what the hell are you doing? I won't mention what some of my people, my brothers thought I was doing. They thought I was doing some inappropriate things on the internet to make money. It was so unknown back then that they were questioning all sorts of things. Okay, let's move on to the next question. This is at Lane Sunfalls, and they ask, Ranboo, please, what's your favorite Undertale character, and what's your favorite Deltarune character? Yes, this is an extremely important and hard-hitting question.
Oh man. Okay. I have to think about this one.
It's a very important, hard-hitting question. I know everybody's on the edge of their chair waiting to hear what the answer is going to be. I told you this would be a difficult interview, Ranboo.
All right. For Undertale, it has to be, I think, Napstablook, I believe. The little ghost guy. You know, I like the little ghost guy. And then for Deltarune, it'd honestly have to be Chris, I'd say. Yeah.
Very good, solid
basic,
answers.
They're pretty cool.
Everybody's saying that that's also their favorites.
That's good. That's good. Yes. Hive mind. Good job.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very nice.
Good hive mind.
This one is this question comes from at Shroombees, and they say, if you had to choose one thing, free of butterfly effect or other consequences, to change about how content creation has gone, what would it be?
I'd honestly say I'd honestly have to say just my kind of anxiety around everything. I'd say that like with like, because like I would like to say like in the beginning that I was like, oh yeah, I can like take these comments, you know, and just like put them off to the side, but like they really hit hard for me in the beginning, and so I'd have to say like just like my like nervousness about it all, and like that like in the beginning, which I think it may have helped, you know, to like be a little bit like anxious about it sometimes, but I think just the general nervousness about it, and like if something goes wrong, I don't like completely just like so I'd say that'd be the thing.
I think you hit on something that's really important for, you know, viewers and supporters to understand, is that the way that the mind is wired, no matter how much support you get, the negative comments always stick out.
Yeah.
Always. And it never changes. I think you get better with dealing with them, and you get thick skin, and they don't bother you as much as they did in the beginning. And I imagine you're going through that progression. But our minds are wired to focus more on negative things, because negative things are a threat to us, and we want to get rid of negative things. So we hyper focus on those negative things to try to get rid of them. That's how we're wired as human beings, and we're also not meant to take in so much information.
Oh man, yeah, and the internet is just never-ending information, and some of it can be absolutely terrible, but some of it can be good as well. So
I think the internet has done really good for a lot of things, but definitely some negative things.
Oh, absolutely,
have been a consequence of that. Here's one from Crunchy Glatt. and they want to know, is being a faceless content creator hard, especially with making IRL content with your friends?
Um, honestly, no. I wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't say that it's really hard to just be like faceless sometimes. Like especially when I'm like out and everything, because I mean it's definitely like kind of like that like nervousness about it. But I'd honestly much rather have it like on than off. So it's honestly, yeah, no, it's honestly really not too hard, I'd say.
Do you ever
But
get?
it definitely, yeah.
You mentioned that you go outside wearing this that you have.
Mhm.
Do you get noticed a lot?
Not actually. I don't get noticed all too much. I think the only times that I really get noticed is when I'm like with someone else, like when I'm with like Tommy or with Tubbo or with someone like much more popular than me. And then they're just like, "Oh, you're here too." You know, that's like kind of like how a lot of it has gone. But then I've had like a couple that have been like really like cool and really nice. Like all of them have been really nice, I think.
Yeah,
But I haven't had someone recognize just me when I'm like alone yet, so that's been cool.
You know, I'll say Ranboo, like, is somebody I've been recognized before, but
Mhm.
I'm with you in that I always get recognized when I'm with somebody else, usually. So like Hassan,
Mhm.
who is like, I don't know if you guys know who Hassan is in the chat. Hassan is 6'4", and like he wears 8-inch platform shoes. So he's like 7 feet tall. He looks like a Macy's Day. It's like walking around with a Macy's Day float. Like he's just huge. And so they'll be like, "Oh my God, Hassan!" And usually girls like, "Oh my," freaking out because it's Hassan and he's so attractive. And then they'll be like, "Oh, there's Austin too." Or if there's something going on around me, like we were at Halloween Horror Nights and there was cameras
Mhm.
around me, and I got recognized a ton because there was like action, and so people actually, I didn't blend into the crowd as much. But
Mhm.
I also like meeting people. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next question. This one is from Tommy World, and they say,
Mhm.
"How are your experience with being a faceless streamers? Oh, meeting so many fans IRL." Let me reread this question because we may have kind of
Mhm.
answered that. Um, let's move on to the next question because we kind of already answered that. Let's go to
Mhm.
Sketchy Lays 17, and they say, "Are you proud of yourself? Like genuinely, do you see the stuff and community you have helped and created? It's incredible. Honestly, you should be proud." They say, but are you proud of yourself?
I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say like proud per se, because like I don't know, because like that makes it like using the word like I'm like proud of what I've done on the internet and everything is like kind of like not really the word I'd use for it. I think the main word that I would use for it is probably I'm just in awe of it all. Like whenever I like see something that happens, like I'm like in awe of it. Like it's absolutely incredible to me. So I wouldn't really say that like I'm proud, like yeah I did this, but it's just like, oh man, I like did this is awesome. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I just feel like in awe of it sometimes.
And I'm gonna curse a little bit. I hope you don't mind.
Hmm. That's
But
okay.
every once in a while, I call those "in this bitch" moments. Like sometimes you really feel like you pinch yourself and you're like, "Wow, I'm really in this bitch." Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
It's
it's
like, "Wow,
wild. Yeah.
whoa, how did I get here?" You know what I mean? It sounds like you have to
Yeah.
pinch yourself sometimes, right?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
It's like again with like everything. Sometimes I'll like kind of just like get like, oh, this is what I'm doing right now. Like this is something that I'm actually doing. Like I'm sitting just like kind of talking, and then there's just a bunch of people just watching and people that want to watch it, which is
yeah,
like incredible.
you're in this. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, let's move on to the next question here from Ellie Tragogi. Is that I pronounce it? Is that must be a reference to George,
Probably.
who I'm gonna say something controversial, Rambo. I think George needs to dye his hair blonde. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, I know people in the chat will strike me down, but George needs to dye his hair blonde. George, if you're listening, I desperately need blonde George, and that's just me. I know what. Look what I started. I started something. I know it's controversial, but I have been advocating it for quite some time. They say, how much do you struggle trying to create new and interactive / interesting content? And is there someone in
Hmm.
particular? Oh, I think you answered that earlier, but we'll just say, how do you struggle trying to
Yeah.
create new and interactive, interesting content? Do
I would say that I struggle a lot with trying to come up with like a good idea that I can really get behind, which is again the reason why I only upload like every once in a while. It's like really difficult for me to come up with like YouTube ideas that I'm like 100% behind, because if I'm not like 100% behind an idea, then I like don't really feel that good about doing it.
uh-huh.
But I would say like it's definitely difficult, but I think it's definitely doable. So I just kind of just pick like, oh, this is a random thing that I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can make it funny. If I can make it funny, great. If I can't, then I'm just not gonna upload it. Even though that's probably not the best mentality to have. I should probably still upload the stuff that might not do as well. But
No,
yeah,
Ranboo, I love your mentality. I think that's a winner's mentality. The reason I think so is I've fought with people on this idea that they're like, oh, you need to get things out. You must get things out no matter what. You need quantity,
Mhm.
quantity, 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 quantity. I disagree. I think you need to stick to quality, 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 quality. And you know what
Yeah.
quality is. And you need to don't ever lose that, because I think a lot of people get
Oh
obsessed
man.
with trying to put out a bunch of things and they lose sight of the quality.
Yeah, the quality. Oh
Why
man.
do you laugh when I say that? Are you saying yours?
I laugh when you say quality, because there is a video on my channel of me spinning in a chair for 5 minutes.
Well,
So
look, quality comes in all shapes and sizes. Okay. Um,
apparently, yeah.
all shapes and sizes. Okay.
Hmm.
Some people's interpretation of quality may be different, Ranboo, and maybe yours is spinning in a chair for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, maybe it could
But
be.
guess what, Ranboo? Everybody remembers that, right? Because everybody's
That's
laughing.
true.
Everybody
Yeah.
remembers that moment. The key is you know what your audience likes, and they obviously enjoyed that, right? It was a good video. It was iconic. Definition of quality, masterpiece. That's what people are comparing you to as a modern day Shakespeare. That's how iconic it was.
Mm.
Let's move on to the next question. We have Chica Mundo, and they say, as a
Mhm.
fellow teenager, I want to know what keeps you going, Ranboo. I mean, streaming is fun and all, but what happens when you feel just burn out?
I'd say I don't know. I think what keeps me going is just the fact that this has been like the childhood dream of mine ever since I was a kid, and then I was like, oh man, this is what I want to do as soon as I saw my first YouTube video. So like I remember the reason why I keep going is that I was like, the main reason why I started this was because I was just looking at like some like really like old like home videos that I made, right? And then I was just like, huh, like this was supposed to go on YouTube and everything, and like it's really bad, so I'm glad it didn't. But you know that like younger me wouldn't have wanted me, like current me, to like give up at this point. So I'm kind of doing it for myself, like all that way back then that looked up and then watched like Dan TDM, that watched like Captain Sparkles and all of them. You know, so I'm kind of doing it for younger me, if that makes sense.
Did younger you, if you were to go back and look at younger version of you, would younger you be like, wow, this is what I wanted to do, and
Absolutely,
it
yeah.
happened?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's been a really cool thing to think about, that like I like yeah, great job past me.
Did you see
Because
this?
I don't know. I mean, I've always kind of like thought like this could be something that I could do, you know, but there was always like that like thing in like the back of my mind that was just like, probably not. And that was okay. Like it was always good to have a dream, but I knew that like maybe not sometimes. But then it just kind of actually happened, which was very surprising.
For me, I can say that, like, honestly, you have to have such a belief in yourself, and you almost have to do it as if it's your destiny to some degree. At least that's how my experience has been.
Hmm.
And I, like you, pinch myself and I think back of younger version of me, and I'm like, wow, damn,
Yeah.
I'm really in this. You know, I don't want to say it again because I don't want to. I don't want to curse again, but you know,
Mhm.
Ranboo, we
Yeah.
are in this. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanna say. I know you. I don't want to curse again. All right,
No, it's okay.
but
It's okay.
but uh, let's move on to the next question. Um, Meg Meg Annie D underscore wants to ask, what's the hardest part about being a streamer?
Oh man, I think it's just the hardest part about like streaming is probably definitely thinking of things to consistently talk about for like the long periods of time that you would like have to stream, like for like 4 hours, for like 6 hours, and then also just not getting in your head too much when things like might go wrong during some parts. So, like, let's say you have like a small like dip or something, and then you just spend like the next like 30 minutes or something just completely thinking about that. Like that's another, I'd say that's like a pretty hard part, is just kind of getting past like that, like oh no, stuff's going down, like this is awful, this is terrible, like my career is over in a month. I think that was definitely something that I had to get past, and it's still probably something that's very difficult to get past.
It we are very, short-sighted. Sometimes it's hard to see the bigger picture, you know,
Hmm.
and but it's good that you're slowly starting. You've been through some of these, you've faced some adversity and you've overcome it. And so the more you do that, the more you'll find comfort in when things get a little crazy, that you'll be able to
Yeah.
overcome it.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Next question comes from Stinky Merm. They use the hashtag just chatting with Ranboo, and they say, apart from Enderman, what's your favorite Minecraft mob? I must know.
Ooh, man. I would have to probably say then, if it's not the Enderman, I would have to say I really do like the axolotls, honestly. I know it's like a basic one, but they're really nice. They just kind of swim around and they can kill things as well, which is cool. So I'd have to
Very
say probably
cool.
the new axolotl I like.
Ranboo, I'm not going to lie. I don't know anything about
Mm.
Minecraft, so I'm not going to pretend. Maybe one of these days you can help me, because I am completely
Yeah, we'll
lost.
figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know how to play the game. I've never played the game. I married somebody. I was at a wedding with Minx at one point, or
Mhm.
somebody, and I was dressed
Oh,
as a
yeah,
priest. Yeah, I married. I officiated a wedding. That was the last time I was in Minecraft. I took part of the
Mhm.
100 Thieves. We're just gonna address it. Tubbo, yes, he walked behind Ranboo. Okay.
It happens. I'm
Is the
sorry.
bathroom? Are you sitting on the way to the bathroom? Is that why he keeps walking
Oh,
behind
yeah,
you?
I'm in the kitchen right now. I'm still in the
Oh, you're in the
kitchen.
kitchen.
This
Okay,
is
very,
my
very.
entire setup is on a kitchen counter right now.
Well, there you go. Very nice. Very, very, very
Yeah.
nice setup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm completely clueless as it comes to Minecraft. But maybe one day I'll learn. Moving on to the next question here from the audience. ID, by the way, says, how will you feel when you will go back to America, but all your friends are away?
I don't know. I think I'll feel. I'll still feel alright, because it's not like I'm like never gonna talk to them again. Because like you have to realize that even when I'm here, a lot of my communication is still like online and everything. So I don't think much will change. But it's definitely gonna suck to not have like a vlog filming to look forward to, every like couple weeks. But I think I'm still gonna have just as much fun kind of here as like now I'm gonna do it back in the US as well, because I have a bunch of plans to try to I need to try to talk to more people, so that, like, it's not awkward when I show up at their house. When I have to show up at their house, at least.
That'd probably be very wise. Ranboo, why don't you get all those guys to come over to the United States? Because look, I love the UK. It's my second
Mhm.
favorite country to be in the world, next to
Mhm.
my own, which is the United States. But guys, bruvs, lads, why don't you come over here? Come into the United States, yeah? Come over here. Come hang out in the US, because the opportunity here is endless. What do they say to that,
Yeah.
Ranboo?
I definitely think that like some of them do plan to come to the US like relatively, maybe soon, I think. But but yeah, I mean, they just like the UK because they're probably more used to it, I'd say. And I mean, I like the UK as well, probably
Me
because
too.
everyone's kind of here. But yeah,
I
it's a
love
lot
the
closer
UK. I
together
love.
as
Have you
well.
had a Nando's? Have you gone to Nando's? Do you like the? Have you?
I have, yes, yeah.
I love Nando's. I love. The food sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. The food's terrible. Um, British are not known for food.
Yeah.
But other than Nando's, there's not much to say about the food. But the architecture, I love London. I love the Tube. I love, all sorts of. I love George. He's there. Um,
One of the sites, yeah.
yeah, all the sites. You got the London Eye. You got Big Ben. You got George. Three iconic sites of the UK that you can go see.
Yeah.
Last question from the audience comes from 4K Ranboo, and they want to know who are you hoping to team with on the next MCC Minecraft Championship?
Oh man. Oh, I don't know actually. I think I would like to team with, like, obviously, well, Wilbur and I have a thing where we're going to team together until we get our first win. So definitely Wilbur. I wanted to team with Dream as well. I think probably Sapnap George, just people that I haven't teamed with yet. I think would be really, really cool. So yeah, I don't know. I think just pretty much.
I'm just waiting until
cool.
somebody wants to team with me. That's all I'm asking, because I know I'm not. I know I'm a liability, but I bet I could be a great teammate. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Nobody wants to team. Nobody should team with me. Not a good idea, folks. I don't even know how to operate the menu in Minecraft.
No, you'd be important for balancing, as they say.
That's right. That's right. I'd be. That's right. A good balancing act. Yeah, if you've got a team that's really, really good, just throw me on one of their teams. Ranboo, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you. What we like to do on this show, because I've been firing questions at you the whole time, I'd like to ask you, do you have any questions for me? And if you don't, that's totally okay.
Okay. So what was like that that experience with everyone that, like, I'm pretty sure that just ended, right? With like everyone like in LA, I think.
Yes.
What was that like?
Well, let me tell you, and I'm sure you're experiencing this right now. Being around not only is there so many fun collaborations, but just off camera. I am so fortunate to be in a position to collaborate with such amazing human beings beyond just content creators. They're so talented. They're so funny. They're so warm and everybody's so amazing. And I genuinely say the best times of my life have been to this point been events like last week, TwitchCons, which is coming back in July of 2022, TwitchCon Amsterdam, which is super exciting. We can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And then TwitchCon in San Diego. These are the times of my life. And I can tell you, if you're in the chat and you're thinking, you're teetering, you're on the edge of maybe wanting to go or not go to TwitchCon, go to TwitchCon. These are the events that will make memories for a lifetime. They're so much fun. You're going to meet so many cool people in a cool city. It would be amazing. And I can tell you, I was not paid to say that, Ranboo. I was not paid to say that. Great question, Ranboo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you all know where you can find him, but he can be found at twitch.tv/Ranboo Live, twitter.com/Ranboo Says Stuff, and Instagram.com/RanboomC. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Ranboo, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming. You can find me at twitter.com/Austin on Twitch. No, Austin on Twitter, excuse me. Twitter.com/Austin on Twitter. Make sure you drop a follow to the channel. If you want to use your Twitch Prime, now would be a great time to do it. Just hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Ranboo. Have a wonderful day, and I'm sure we will be collaborating again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. It was really fun.
Take care, everybody.